Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj, who is also present here today. Guru Maharaj asked to speak some words. I have not prepared something, but today I was reading in his book. It's a very nice book. It's called Chaitanya Vani. Maybe already many of you already know this book. And yes, there's also some. It's about his of his Harikatha, what he spoke. It's an anthology, it says. Oh, yes, and in the end is also written something about his lila that he manifested here. And there is written that he appeared in this world on the 21st of July 1926 in West Bengal. And unfortunately, I did never meet him personally. I got my initiation through Skype at this time, and we wanted to go to see him in the same exact year as he left our vision. Yes, so yes, he left he left our material vision in September, and we wanted to go for Kartik. And we also already booked the flights and everything, but we came too late. But yes, as the Vaishnavas always say, it is, and Guru Maharaj also said a few days back that also when we, for example, never meet the great acharyas personally, but we will meet them because of their books and their teachings they left for us, so we can meet them in their teachings. And fortunately, we have so many wonderful, was heißt Übersetzungen? Translations already in many languages, and in English and German as well. So I'm getting to know him through his books, actually, and yes, and through the Harikatha, his lectures which are online, also through the speakings of my Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj, and yes, yes, if I would have known, I would have prepared something, but for sure, for the next time, I will prepare something. And I ask all of you that one day I might meet him in, yes, in any way. And I heard also from the sayings about him that he was extremely kind and passionate, compassionate with all the jivas, and was very soft-hearted Vaishnava, as all Vaishnavas are, and extremely humble. Yes, I think with your blessings, maybe the next time I can speak better. Okay. Vanchakalpatarupascha kripasinubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Thank you so much. Is Dayanidhi there? Chandrika, Dayanidhi? Can you come on screen for 10 minutes? Is Anandini there? No. Dayanidhi. Can you say a few words? Srila Maharaj? Yes. We can't hear you. Unmute, Dayanidhi. Yes. Speak. No. Can we unmute Dayanidhi? No.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Om Gyanatimarandasya Gyanjana Salakya Chaksur Umitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Gurve Gaura Chandraya Radhikai Sadali Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sinu Dina Bandhu Jagat He Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radha Vindavani Shri Sabhanu Sute Dev Brahmami Hare Priya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I want to pay my unlimited Dandavats Pranam to my Gurudev, Siddhanti Maharaj. Also want to pay my unlimited Dandavats Pranam to my Guru Maharaj, Nitya Prashna Vishnupat, also Srimad Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Gosvami Maharaj. I want to pay my unlimited Dandavats Pranam to all our Guru Varga and all our Acharyas and all the present Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, my humble obeisances. I didn't expected this actually. So for the pleasure of my Gurudev, I'm going to try to speak something. Last year I was asked by Vijay Prabhu in Holland, as most of you know, to give a lecture about to make it more convenient, I would say Srila Maharaj instead of Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Goswami Maharaj. It's more easy.
You have to say Gurudev. He's your Gurudev.
Okay, Gurudev. So I'm going to speak a few words about Gurudev. I also, just like Jai Shri, has never met Gurudev, and that is my unfortune that I never met him. But I also got Harinam through Skype. I haven't really prepared anything, so I'm just trying to speak a little bit and please you all. As I count in my memories, Gurudev wrote a book, as many of you know, My Beloved Masters, wherein he is speaking about the glories of all the acharyas that he has associated with. And what I can remember is that Srila Maharaj of Gurudev was very fond of glorifying all Vaishnavas, because that is the key, the way to make advancement in spiritual life. He was always emphasizing that glorifying Vaishnavas is actually more beneficial for us sadhaks than glorifying Sri Krishna, because by the mercy of the Vaishnavas and the Acharyas, we can make further progress on this path of bhakti. As Gurudev was also describing in his book, My Beloved Masters, he is also actually he was the one that encouraged Sri Narayan Goswami Maharaj to preach in Hindi. and he encouraged him in that way. And I also can remember a pastime between them wherein Siddhanti Maharaj was coming to a mud, and Gurudev didn't inform him, but he wanted to give him a nice room. So he went to the mud earlier, and he didn't inform anyone. Also, he didn't inform any of his sevaks, because he knew that Sridhar Goswami Maharaj objected that. So he went there, and he cleaned everything nicely for that Sri Narayan Goswami could come and take his place in his room. So he was very humble. I also recount another pastime, and he was explaining that Gurudev was explaining that he was at the yearly Yatratra. Actually, I don't know the year now, I'm sorry, but it's all in the book, My Beloved Masters, wherein there was a kirtan going on, and a very ecstatic kirtan was going on. And at that time, a thief was taking money of, what was his name? What's his name? Trivikram Goswami Maharaj. And a few sadhaks were seeing this, and they informed him about it. And actually during that kirtan, he said that he was in a very ecstatic kirtan, and at that moment he said, why you are disturbing me? Can't you see money comes and goes? And can't you see that this feeling, this bhavna, this bhav, is not coming very easily? So why are you disturbing me? So Gurudev pointed this out in his book, My Beloved Masters, to show that in which level everyone is in his spiritual practice, because the sadhaks who were on a high level, they only saw these ecstatic kirtan. They were focusing on this bhavna of all the acharyas, but the neophyte devotees, so the devotees who were just came in Krishna consciousness, they were just focusing only on the thief. So he was explaining the different levels of how some sadhaks are seeing this. Sometimes I also saw some videos on YouTube about some lectures about Gurudev, wherein someone was asking a question, and he was asking Gurudev, what is the difference between someone who is practicing Krishna consciousness and someone who is not practicing Krishna consciousness? And he was saying that, take for example that you need a new kidney, and when you need a new kidney and you get a donor, and when you get this new kidney from this donor, you will always be very thankful throughout your whole life, because this person gave you a kidney, and because of this you could continue your life. And so that's why you're very thankful for this person. And he was explaining, just see how Sri Krishna gave you all these organs, and your eyes, your nose to smell, your tongue, your mouth to speak things and taste nice foodstuffs. So he is actually the biggest donor. So everyone who is not worshipping Sri Krishna is actually unthankful. He's not respecting Sri Krishna, because he's actually the biggest donor. So when someone gives us a new kidney, we are always thankful, but we're not thankful for God, because he is giving us this jivan, this life. And actually this life is meant for practicing Krishna consciousness. We should always endeavor and try to use this life to make further progress in this path of bhakti. And I can speak for myself. Sometimes there are ups and downs, and if we hang on to Gurudev and our acharyas, and just like Srimad Bhaktivinoda Siddhanti Maharaj is giving these nice lectures, and if we are always staying with him and following his instructions, we can become more strong. Actually, I'm speaking for myself. I can become more strong and develop more faith to continue this Krishna consciousness progress. Today on this TT, I want to be thankful also for Gurudev for giving us these nice lectures, and also for Gurudev that he has managed to write these nice books like My Beloved Masters, because if these books were not here, we could not get to know all these acharyas and their glories. And just like Srila Gurudev, Untitled Chapter, Bhakti Bharati Gosvami Maharaj has mentioned, that if we not glorify the acharyas, if we are not glorifying them on their disappearance and appearance day, actually this is an aparat, this is an offense, because they have given us so much, just like Maharaj has told us in all his lectures, they have given us so much, and actually it's now up to us to take advantage of all these information, and also all this mercy that is coming to us. I remember that Maharaj, Siddhanti Maharaj, is always emphasizing this, that just like we have a little baby, and we can give, this baby is saying, I want something with rice or milk or something, and the mother is making, and then it comes and said, no, I want this, and then the mother's making, giving, but she's putting the spoon in the mouth of the baby, but the baby actually has to swallow it. So that is the same with us. We get so much information, Harikatha, so many instructions, also in instructions of Untitled Chapter, Bhakti Bharati Gosvami Maharaj in all his books and in all his lectures, emphasizing that we should pay more attention for Vaishnava Seva actually than Krishna Seva, because that is more beneficial for us as aspiring devotees. And we should take all these mercy and all this information and books, and not only listen and then in the other ear goes out, but we should take it in, just like the baby has to swallow it, the kheer, and we have to take this to our heart. And then eventually we hope, with all the mercy of all the Vaishnavas, we can someday make some progress on this path of bhakti. So I'm sorry for any offenses I've made, or said anything that's not correct. And thank you.
Okay, very nice. Even though I gave you Harinam, but I did which was appropriate. When any senior Acharya like Srila Maharaj manifesting Acharya Leela, then it's duty to offer everything to you, to him. So before, Srila Bhakti Bharati Goswami Maharaj was not manifesting his Acharya Leela. He was quiet. But when everyone started requesting him and feeling so much dry, because Srila Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, when he left this world, 2010, everyone felt so much dry in bhakti, so much weak. Then Srila Maharaj On the request of many of his godbrothers and devotees, he started initiating. That was the time when I became so glad to hear this, because I knew him from so long, since 1997. I was very happy, and then I offered all of you to his lotus feet. So he's your Gurudev. But whatever you said, even though I didn't inform all of you, it is just spontaneous. But you said very good. But only one mistake, you addressed my Gurudev as Narayan Maharaj. But when we address our acharyas, we have to address with the titles with so much respect. Saying Nityalila Pravish Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, or Srila Gurudev Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, then if it is of some reference. Never utter their name directly like that. But in the conversation, I'm just teaching you, in the conversation, if we say, okay, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj spoke to Srila Gurudev, Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, saying, oh Narayan Maharaj, we have to do like this. So that is fine. That is correct. But when we are saying something like this, we always have to be very careful addressing our Gurudevs, our Guru Vargas. But rest, everything is so nice, very good you spoke, and it is just right on the spot, spontaneous. I know you were not prepared for that. Yes, thank you so much for this. So also Anandini Dasi, Anandini Devi, I also offered her to Srila Maharaj. I request her to say a few words, if she can. Yes, Anandini, please unmute Anandini Devi. She just on the screen next to Dayanidhi.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chaksurumitamena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Kripaika Vitaya Mriyadi Rakshta Vaishnavanam Kripavlamada Prashtakami Se Bhaktidam Bharati Ashamaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Sri Srimad Bhakti Vikyam Bharati Goswami Iti Namine. Sri Vrishabhanavi Daiti Madhava Dasa Priyam Sri Nayanam Natha Dasana Dasa Bharati Swarupam Trinot Api Sunichena Bhakti Vikyasara Anukuyena Guru Vaishnava Seva Anusilanam. First of all, I want to offer my unlimited Dandavat Pranas to the lotus feet of my most beloved Gurudev. Nityalila Prishta Vishnupat Ashtavata Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. And I want to offer my unlimited Dandavat Pranas to my Shrisha Gurudev, Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj, and to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis here, my Dandavat Pranam. I'm really not qualified to speak, but I want to take this opportunity to glorify my Gurudev. In 2016, I received my Diksha mantra of my Gurudev by the mercy and by the mercy of my Siksha Gurudev, and I was very nervous that day. It was through Skype, and that day was also my my material birthday, and when my Diksha Gurudev heard this, when Srila Gurudev heard this, he was so happy because he told that he was.
And you remember what he said? And you remember what he said when he heard this? Yes.
He said that he also received his Diksha mantra on his birthday. And in this way, I already felt the connection between us. And I was so happy. And 1 year later, there was a big festival in Ambala, hosted by you, Gurudev. And we were planned to go there, so I could take darshan and blessings of Srila Gurudev. And right before the festival took place, Srila Gurudev entered in Nityalila, and I felt so much separation. And I had so many desires. This day I want to take this time for you to share what I had, because I had a desire that Srila Gurudev should chant on my japamala, and because it couldn't happen that way, but I had a dream that Srila Gurudev came in my dream and he took my japamala and he was chanting on it. So in this way I felt the connection more, that no matter what, Srila Gurudev is always with me. And he didn't left this world, because he left so much jewels here, like my beloved masters, Sri Chaitanya Vani, and many more. And we are reading now, together with my Prabhu, we are reading daily from his book, slowly. And it's so amazing how much seva he did in his entire life. And he served so many Vaishnavas, and such a big example for me. And I hope one day I can serve more and more under his guidance. Like, there's a little story I want to share. It was together with Srila Vishnupad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. There was a big festival. I think it was in Jagannath Puri, and Srila Narayan Maharaj had a decide to also go there to the festival. There were somewhere, and there were my Gurudev planned to go there with some other Vaishnavas, like Srila Pravishna Vishnupad, Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and many more. So Srila Narayan Maharaj also want to go to the festival, and he talked to Srila Gurudev, and my Gurudev said, "Yeah, why not come to the festival? It would be very good. Will be very nice if you go with us." And he said, "Yeah, but the facilities wouldn't be good for me, for my health." And he said, "No worries, it will be arranged." And one day before my Gurudev would go, so he went one day earlier, so he could arrange everything for Srila Narayan Maharaj. And
Srila
Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And he also gave his own room for him. He cleaned it and did all the the word? Forgot the word. He did all the preparations. Sorry, he did all the preparations so that Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj would have all the facilities, and he won't have any. So he would have a good stay, and he didn't tell anyone because if he knew that he had gone and he would give his own room, that Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj would say, no, don't do that. So that's why he didn't tell anyone, and he just left so he could do all the preparations. And like this, there are so many more things. And one thing Srila Gurudev told his devotees to do is to watch the Vaishnava calendar, so that if you see the Disappearance Day, so the Avirbhav Tithi and the Tirobhav Tithi of any Vaishnavas, you can glorify them, because it's very important to remember the Tirobhav and Avirbhav Tithi of any Vaishnavas. So I haven't prepared anything, so I don't know what to say anymore. So I want to thank you for your time, and if I make any mistakes, please forgive me. And
Thank you so much for sharing this. Srila Maharaj, every morning he used to see the Vaishnava calendar, or we can say a day before any tithi, and is prepared to observe that tithi, speaking about either disappearance or appearance of Vaishnavas. This Vaishnava calendar is introduced by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada on the order of Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj told Srila Prabhupada to make this booklet, Vaishnava calendar, so that devotees, they can follow the appearance and disappearance. So, Srila Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ji always giving emphasis on telling everyone to read this Vaishnava calendar every day and mark the appearance and disappearance. If there is a program, then one should go there to hear the glories. If there is no program, then one should read about them, or at least sing a song for them, remembering them. And he further said, if someone don't follow this, then it's kind of offense, because there's an opportunity to glorify them, to remember them, and we are not availing that opportunity. That means it's offensive. So very rightly you said this. And also the embodiment of Vaishnava Seva. Srila Maharaj has served so many Vaishnavas in his life. So many Vaishnavas. In so many ways. Physically, or giving services of dictation, like our Param Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravish Om Vishnupad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. He used to speak some Hari Katha, or writing some books, or some dealings with court cases, etc. So his godbrother, Srimad Mukti Daita Maharaj Goswami Maharaj, he told Srila Maharaj to go and serve Keshav Maharaj. So Srila Maharaj used to go there and hear from him, and his writing. So fast he's writing, getting dictations from Param Gurudev. So in this way, construction of mart giving advices to them, helping them in acquiring some land, court cases, supplying hot water in winters, in parikramas, or in so many ways. In so many ways, he served all the acharyas, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada disciples. So, thank you so much for reminding us all this. Because we have many other speakers today. Let us hear from them. Because I speak every day. I did spoke this morning also. There was Zoom meeting in London. And again, we have a program today. The devotees in New York, they coming together and celebrating this occasion. So we also have a program. But because this is the opportunity for at least for the disciples to glorify their Gurudev. So the next speaker, I request Riddhi Devi. I request you to speak something on Srila Maharaj Disappearance. Please unmute, Riddhi.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, Dadman Pranam. First of all, I will pay obeisances to my Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj and my Param Gurudev Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosvami Maharaj and Nitya Lila Pravisht Om Vishnupada Ashtota Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. I have not prepared anything spontaneously. Gurudev asked me to speak something. So I want to share some incidents of Maharaj Ji. Like before, everyone was, every devotee was speaking that they wanted to meet Maharaj Ji, but I was fortunate that enough that I was able to meet Maharaj Ji physically. But like other devotees spoke before, they don't have met Maharaj Ji physically, but they knew Maharaj Ji deeply, very much. But the only difference is that I have met Maharaj Ji physically, but I don't know the glories of Maharaj Ji. When I met after the Maharaj Ji performed his Nitya Leela, after that we came to know that what Maharaj Ji was. Before that, I used to consider just a senior devotee, that he's my Gurudev's Maharaj Ji. But later on, I came to know that how glorious was Maharaj Ji, and what was his importance and specialities. Like in Ambala, the construction of mutt is going on. So first time I saw Maharaj Ji when he came to Ambala for neem sthapana for this our Gaudiya mutt in Ambala. So it was the first time when I saw Maharaj Ji, and his physical appearance was so attractive. He was very tall, and his complexion was very fair, and was very much glow in on his face that uh, I really have never seen before on any Vaishnav. And but at that time I was not aware about his importance and his glories. So when Maharaj Ji came to Ambala, we he stayed in at some place, and we daily used to go to have darshan of Maharaj Ji, just because Maharaj Ji used to give prasadam every day. So we every time go there just to have prasadam, that when we will have darshan of Maharaj Ji will give prasad to us. Uh, Only for prasad we used to go, but we don't know that what prasad he can give if we have prayed him, or know the importance and have seen him from that point of view. we could have get more prasadam than that laddu or any item he used to give. And Maharaji also came to my home. Uh, uh, he stayed here for 2 days, and when Maharaji came to our home at that night, what happened? Like so many brahmacharis and Vaishnavs came to our house the day when Maharaji came to our house, and at that day. Kirtan, when Maharaji came, all Vaishnavas were doing kirtan. And before that, I have never seen the type of kirtan which happened at that my house. It was so strong, and Maharaji was in his room, and outside the room, all Vaishnavas were doing kirtan. So Maharaji called inside my Gurudev and all Vaishnav that come inside and do kirtan here. And everyone was doing kirtan so loudly, like my all place go, got purified. And Maharaji stayed here for 2 days, and one sevak of Maharaji, Shri Narottam Prabhuji, used to cook food for him. So one time, Narottam Prabhuji prepared food for Maharaji for his lunch. And then Narottam Prabhuji took to Maharaji, and Maharaji said, I don't want to eat this. Bring something spicy and tasty. Then Narottam Prabhuji came to us, and he asked that what you have cooked for all Vaishnavas. Like my mother used to cook for all Vaishnavas, but Maharaji food was prepared by Narottam Prabhuji. Then at that time we have prepared I think rajma. So Narottam Prabhuji took rajma and rice from us, and then Maharaji ate rajma and said, "Yes, this is spicy food. I liked it." Because Narottam Prabhuji used to get, because Maharaji was too old when he came to our house. He was performing his
Sickness.
sickness pastime. So at that time, Narottam Prabhuji used to give normal food and less spicy food. Uh, but Maharaji liked some spicy food type food. Though then Maharaji eat rajma and became happy and said that I like this type of food. Then uh, uh, Guruji, this much I have to say. One more thing, I have listened from all Vaishnavas, like Madhavpir Prabhuji and Gurudev, that Maharajji always used to glorify Vaishnav. Uh, the main thing which I have listened from most of Vaishnavas about Maharaj is that he gave importance to Vaishnavas. Uh, 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 there was 3 times when Maharaji came to our home, and for 2 times he stayed, and for 1 time came for the program. And at that time, I think Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Tithi was on that day. So Maharaji came after the Hari Katha. At that time, Bhagavatam was going on. After the Bhagavatam, Maharaji came to our home for program for about 1 to 2 hours, and at that time he glorified Vaishnav. And always when we used to visit to have darshan of Maharajji, at that time also on every day there was, if there is tithi of any our Guru Vaishnav, he used to tell us about that Guru Vaishnav. And Maharajji's speciality was that he used to keep that Vaishnav Panjika under his pillow, and every morning when he wake up, first thing he used to do is that he used to see which Vaishnav Tithi is there. So in his life, he gave importance to Vaishnav. more than Hari Seva. He said that after serving Vaishnav, we will came to know that how we have to serve Hari Guru. वांछकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च कृपया पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Thank you. Thank you. So, whatever she could have expressed, she did the best of her ability. And very well said. I still remember when Srila Maharaj and all the brahmacharis, including myself, we were hosted by them, because in those days, in that town, we were doing Bhagavad Sapta. And there is a clip also where I'm speaking Bhagavad Katha, and Srila Maharaj arrived there, and were like 1,000 people in audience. We all stood up, and seeing such a effulgent personality appeared in Bhagavad Katha. And everyone's so glad to see him. And I still remember that video clip. Srila Maharaj said, everyone here hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, they're very fortunate, because hearing Bhagavatam in Gaudiya line is very rare. You get to hear Bhagavad Katha from many other people. Those who make Bhagavad their jivika, means their source of earning, don't hear Bhagavatam from them. Those who make Srimad Bhagavad Katha as a source of earning. You understand? Like in India, there are many professional Bhagavad speakers, and they charge for speaking Bhagavad Katha. They charge, okay, I will take $1,000 or $10,000, etc. So, and Srila Maharaj said, don't hear from them. That's not going to help you. Hear Bhagavatam from those who have made their Bhagavatam as their jivan, means their life. Not as the source of their earning, but as their life. So Srila Maharaj was very happy to see so many people in the audience hearing so attentively, and I was seeing this because I know that audience from many years. Every year we used to do this program. Everyone was just quiet, pin drop silence, and hearing Srila Maharaj so attentively. So everyone who was there was so fortunate to have his darshan and to hear from him. And right after that, we went to her house, Vasudeva and Devi's house, and we made Maharaj rest on his bed because he was tired and was sick. And brahmacharis outside in the hall, outside his room in the hall, were doing Sankirtan, Mahamantra, and they all became so ecstatic. Every time when we go in their house, there's something special in their house. Everyone gets so much ecstatic. And they were started dancing, jumping. Srila Maharaj was not able to control himself. And he called upon brahmachari. What's happening outside? The Maharaj Sankirtan. He said, why outside? Everyone should come in my room. I also want to join this Sankirtan. So we all, with all the mirdanga, kartal and whatever instrument we had, in that singing mode, jumping and dancing and playing with each other, pushing each other, in that same mode, we just all entered inside. And Srila Maharaj, with beautiful smile on his face, and he was enjoying this. He became so happy to see this brahmachari singing so much. Because this is the life of Vaishnavas. This is the life of Guru Vargas. They always and always want to be in Sankirtan. To hear this is their life. Without that, they feel everything so empty. Shri Jagannath Babaji Maharaj, in the age of 140, he jumped out from the basket, chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, when he came on the birthplace of Srimad Mahaprabhu. And all, I saw Srila Gurudev, our Srila Gurudev, Sri Srimad Bhakti Narayan Goswami Maharaj, how even though he was also manifesting in his advanced age, sickness, pastime, but whenever there is Sankirtan, Srila Gurudev used to dance like this. Even by sitting, his hands are up high. And sometimes, I still remember it was year something 2002 or 2003 in Haridwar. There was inauguration ceremony of one temple. And there was a procession, big procession with like 100 of brahmacharis and so many devotees all around the world. And Srila Gurudev took this big kartal, we call jumper, right? The big one. Because he was right in the front, and he heard so nice Sankirtan and all brahmachari sannyasis dancing and singing like in a circle, and the dancing with so many postures. Srila Gurudev, he turned back and looked this, he can't control himself. And he came back and he took this big jumper from the hand of brahmachari and started playing. You see this picture on the Facebook, Gurudev had this picture. He's playing jumper, and he was also want to participate in that. And we also see some videos of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj in the Rath Yatra in America, how he's dancing like this. So Sankirtan is alive. And many times we saw this. We were very fortunate, the devotees in Ambala, where I'm building that temple. The cornerstone ceremony was done by the officious hands of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. He was so happy to see this land, and he was giving directions how to build this temple and what are the details of this temple. So it was done by him and many devotees. Our Srila Gurudev, Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev's disciples, all of our God brothers and God sisters, we invited them, and they also came on this occasion. And when Srila Maharaj came out from the room, and there's also a picture, you see his hands on my shoulder and Mother Kripu's shoulder, and then all other Grasta devotees and other devotees, they wanted to hold Srila Maharaj like they are accustomed with holding the hands of Srila Gurudev. And Gurudev used to sometimes put hands on their shoulders. So also they wanted, so I let them, take over to take Srila Maharaj from the car and all the way to the dais. And Ramchandra Prabhu from Delhi, he holded Srila Maharaj's hands and he took him all the way to the stage. And while he was walking, he was in tears. He was crying. Yeah. And later he said in his speech, he said that Srila Gurudev left us year 2010. And I used to massage him, sometimes his lotus feet, sometimes his hands. And he used to sometimes put his hands on my shoulder. So many years passed. I'm not able to get this opportunity. So many years passed. But today, after touching Srila Maharaj's hands, I felt the same. I felt the same touch. Reminded me of Srila Gurudev, because Guru Tattva is not different. Not different. He expressed his feelings and he was crying, remembering Srila Gurudev. And this morning also I spoke one past time. Another experience. I was in Costa Rica. I think it was my first or maybe second tour to Costa Rica. And I was hosted by Sundar Gopal Prabhu there in his house. And there were many young boys and girls, very young ones. So by hearing lecture, they got inspired to accept Hari Nam Diksha. And even though they have never saw Srila Maharaj in their life, but I inspired them to take Harinam from him. But they said, they're speaking Spanish, and there was translator saying, because they're only seeing you, they're interested in you. But I said, how can I do this? Because if my Shiksha Gurudev, who is on same level as my Gurudev, if he's present on this world, how can I do this? Then I spoke to them, inspired them, and they agreed to this. And I spoke to Faridabad, my center, Shri Radha Madhav Gaudiya Shripad Madhav Prabhu. I spoke to him, and he spoke to Srila Maharaj, and he agreed. So there was in his room, big screen. We put Srila Maharaj on the screen, and he spoke Hari Katha. There I expressed my some lackness to that I'm not with him, and I expressed that Maharaj, me and Madhav Prabhu, we are since beginning we are together since 1990 or 1989. But now I'm preaching. I'm not preaching. I'm just going here and there because I can't preach. It's only Guru Vargas who are preaching. But I'm just repeating their words. But he's so fortunate. He's with you 24 hours, looking after you, serving you. And I'm bereft of this service. This is my bad luck. And that was the time Srila Maharaj spontaneously he replied this, which we hear many times and we also read in his books. He said, what is the meaning of association? We have to understand this. This was Srila Maharaj's specialty. Every time when he used to hear any simple topic or any simple question, he always used to answer with reference and very detailed and very in-depth meaning of the words which is coming from his lotus lips. With a beautiful smile on his face, he said, what is the meaning of association? Just be in proximity, in closeness, is not called association. Even though we are very far, but we are close, Srila Maharaj said. Because he gave 3 examples, clouds and peacock. Clouds are in the sky, peacock is on the ground. There is so much distance. But clouds only dance to see the peacock only dance to see the clouds in the sky. Because peacock only associated with clouds. And he said, even though he gave example, there was a peacock and devotees, people used to offer pomegranate seeds and different things and wanted peacock to spread his feathers and start dancing. Peacock is not associating with them. When he feels delight, and when he feels delight, when he sees clouds, peacock start dancing. He said, Srila Maharaj said, so far distance, but there is so much closeness, close association. And the second example he gave, the sun and the lotus. Lotus is in water. And the distance between sun and lotus is too far. But lotus only blossom when there is sun. Lotus close when there is sunset. Lotus open when there is sunrise. So even though the distance is too far, but the association is close. And the third example he gave of moon and lily. Lily blossom in night only by associating with the moon. So that was the first time I heard this. 3 examples from him saying about the meaning of association. That close proximity, don't think those who are close to me, they are actually close to me. Even if we are sometimes far away, we are still close. It just depends how much you are remembering and how much you are serving. And Srila Maharaj also said, we are all connected with each other. What is that connection link? That connection link is service. When we all serve together, we are connected to each other. When we are not serving, we are not connected. We are not connected. So even though Vaishnavas always pray for association at every moment, says Sangha na Sangha paye Narottama Das. Shinotam Das Thakur is lamenting. So, always want association. But when we are serving, we are internally connected. So Srila Maharaj said, this is our connection. So don't worry. When he was speaking this Harikatha, in the room, 50, 60 devotees in the room, Srila Gurudev disciples, and some new boys and girls. They all started crying. And I was surprised why they're crying. They never ever saw Srila Maharaj. And even those Gurudev disciples, many of them in the room saw Srila Maharaj first time. And I saw they are also crying. Later, when initiation was over, they got Diksha and we gave the name to them. And the second day, I did yajna for them. Then I asked devotees, why you were all crying? They said, by seeing Srila Maharaj on screen, he reminded us of exactly as Gurudev, our Srila Gurudev is speaking. Exactly. Same. So, this is called Guru Tattva. So, by hearing from her, it reminds me of those Sankirtan. Srila Maharaj wanted to dance, we can see, but because of his physical health problems, he was not able to, but we can see on his face so much glittering and a smile that he's also participating in that Sankirtan. This is the life of a Vaishnava, Sankirtan. We also saw many times, many Vaishnavas actually, they're showing they're very sick, they have fever, they can't get up from bed, so much weakness. But when the point comes of Sankirtan, forget everything. They just jump in the Sankirtan party and dancing and singing, and later maybe they sing, oh, now more fever and tired. But when there is Sankirtan, forget everything. Forget rest of the world, and even forgetting their own sickness, etc. Okay. So, is Rajesh Prabhu there? I just saw him on the screen. Rajesh Prabhu? Rajesh Prabhu from US?
Hello?
Yes, Rajesh. Can you say a few words?
Actually, I was chanting also. One second. Can you give me a minute?
You can take 5 minutes. Okay, you can get ready. Meanwhile, I ask Nitin Prabhu. He can speak few words. Nitin here. Nitin Sharma.
ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. I offer my humble obeisance to my Diksha Gurudev Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotashat Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosvami Maharaj and my Shiksha Gurudev Om Vishnupad Ashtotashat Srimad Bhakti Siddhanti Maharaj.
No. Don't say like this. word Om Vishnu Pad only applies to Srila Gurudev, Srila Maharaj, and all our acharyas. Don't use it.
I have first I have seen Srila Maharaj in the at the stone laying ceremony of our Gaudiya Mutt in Ambala, and I know I heard from him that what is the difference between the Gaudiya Mutt and a temple. He tells a story that once he visited to temple, and the pujari
After
asked
him you
him,
speak.
Maharaj pays obeisance to the deities, and the pujari says, "Oh Maharaj, I have never seen someone to pay obeisance like this. I have seen first time uh, some sannyasi sadhu came and he pay obeisance like this." Then Maharaj told that, you don't know that how we should pay obeisance to Thakurji, and which side he should be. By this, Maharaj told us that there is a difference between a temple and a mutt. That mutt teach us that about Thakurji, how to serve him. This way Maharaj appreciate, and he says that how much importance a mutt has. And I also remember one time Maharaj is in Ambala at a devotee's house, and as Ridhi says, we all childrens, we go for prasadam. We we know that Maharaj giving prasadam to everyone.
Srila Maharaj.
Shila Maharaj. Then one time I was doing some seva, and after that I go to that house where Shila Maharaj is staying, and one sevak of Maharaj, he when he see me, he saw me, uh, he asked me, "You are coming for prasad?" I say, "Yes, yes, I am." Then he go inside. He tells Maharaj that some devotee is there outside, and he wants your mercy. Uh, so so Maharaj, I've seen from outside that Maharaj wear specially his upper cloth uh, to give me prasad. Uh, I have seen it. I've seen this out from outside, and give me prasad. So from this, I teach that how much importance this Vaishnava dress uh, is. Uh, from that day, I always try to be in Vaishnava dress when I go in any program. I teach that how much Maharaj give importance to Vaishnava dress, sannyas dress, his teachings. And also, I have seen in a devotee's house, the abhishek of his lotus feet is happen there, and a guru puja is also happen at their house. So at that time, it was very I think very special moment, and I have seen first time this kind of guru puja of a Mahabhagavat, and it was very nice, and kirtan is very nice. Uh, I remember this every time when I see the portrait of Maharaj, and also Maharaj, when Maharaj is visited one time Ambala, and there's a tithi of Srimad Bhakti Kumud Sant Goswami Maharaj, and he glorify him, and and I also perform kirtan that time. It was very, I think it's very great opportunity that Maharaj gave me this service to do kirtan and all. And Maharaj also, I also remember one time Maharaj visited to Math and instructed that how much distance be kept in parikrama path, and he asked that where the deity, what is this, and he asked everything about the mud. He's very much interested, and I also feel the vibrations of him in Shikunj Bihari Gaudiya Math in Ambala many times. So I think it's very Maharaj is very merciful to all of Ambala devotees, and give. I can't express these things. Vancha kaluptarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo.
Very good. Very good. So, because time is running, and we can go a little fast, but I really wanted to hear from Rajesh Prabhu. Pushpanjali, some words, if you can glorify Gurudev.
Om Ajnanatamindasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuruntam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I first of all want to give my humble obeisances to my Gurudev Srila Nityalila Pravishta Ashtastota Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosvami Maharaj. It's 3 years that I have got Harinam from Guru Maharaj in 2017, June. And I think it was my first interaction with him, that I met him for the very first time. And I had to take the Harinam. As just a small kid, unaware about the whole Krishna consciousness or the Bhakti world, I have myself, my wife, who is now Sudevi, and my daughter, Dasi. We all three took in Harinam from Gurudev on 2017. And that was our first experience with Maharaj. Unknowingly, we went to his room, and not knowingly how to behave rightly, we just did pranam to him, and I actually started went to very close to him and actually started massaging his leg. So I was not very sure. Out of too much excitement, I just as if I was just trying to massage his leg and take the dust from his feet. So it was my first experience. I didn't know, it was just my natural reaction. As we sat and we asked few questions to Gurudev, I'll just recollect some questions, and I may just share it with you as an experience, because it is really a great opportunity for me to recollect them and share it with you. So I live in Mumbai, and I said, Gurudev, I live in Mumbai and there is a lot of Maya around, and I don't know how to practice bhakti there. Is it possible really? I mean, I could not understand. It was very difficult to do Harinam, do the chanting. I don't get that inspiration. So he said one thing, that a fish is living in the water. It is inside the water. But does it get wet? Does it get wet anytime? If it doesn't get wet, similarly, if you are doing your Harinam with full faith, nothing will affect you. I think that was the first interaction, or the first thing what I shared and Gurudev instructed me. And the second thing I asked Gurudev was, as you get into Bhakti, you're always a little excited. So I asked Gurudev, Srila Gurudev, that I want to move to Vrindavan. And I want to really get into the Bhakti world very quickly. So Gurudev said, no, I think you need to first organize your all your supports, and then maybe you can think. But now you need to organize yourself. So I think that was the second thing what I could share with Gurudev, and that's what he instructed me. I think that was the only, that was one of the interaction what I had with Gurudev. And post that, it was in Faridabad. Post that, I got an opportunity to hear Harikatha from him in Puri. And I very unfortunately, I was not able to take Diksha from him, because in the same year, actually it was planned in the September, and the same year, Srila Gurudev did the Nitya Lila pastime. So it was very much unfortunate for me, but after that, the journey has been really very interesting for me, with interaction with Sripad Madhavpriya Prabhuji, and also Sripad Siddhanti Maharaj, because I think through them I am now getting a lot of things which I could have got directly from the Maharaj. And I think this is something which is really keeping me going, and I think this is really helping. I mean, with association with them, I am actually taking the pleasure of all the ras what Gurudev has shared and has given to them. So with that, I just make it very brief. I think that is what I wanted to share. I don't get anything because, as I said, it was not planned. But having said that, only one thing, we have heard a lot of things during all the so many Harikathas and lectures by all the devotees and the great Vaishnavas, that every Gurudev has some kind of speciality. And I like, if we talk about Nityalila Pravisht, Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he has the essence of the rasa of the Radha Dasyam. And similarly, I also see my Gurudev has the similar rasa of these service mood for the Vaishnavas, Hari and Guru Hari and Vaishnav. So I think that is the extract what I take, and I only pray in the foot of all the Vaishnavas and all the Guru Maharaj and all the Maharaj, that I get the essence and I relish the Bhakti Bhav. With that, I just want to conclude. Om Ajnanatamindasya Jnananjana Shalakya Takshurumtena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you, Rajesh Babu. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining this meeting and hearing glorification of Srila Maharaj. By hearing all of you, I'm getting so much inspired to say so many things, but as time is always is a hurdle, an obstacle, because of so many other services everyone has to perform, including myself. And I said, we also have we have a program this evening. So just in brief, I met Srila Maharaj year 1997, and I came to know about him from some of the brahmacharis in my Guru Maharaj Math in Jagannath Puri, when it just got initiated from my Guru Maharaj, Nitalila Purish Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. And I heard from brahmacharis that Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj served our Guru Maharaj in so many ways and so many years. So me and other people, we got very inspired to see who is this personality. We never ever saw him before. So we heard he's staying in Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math in Jagannath Puri, which is only 10 minutes drive. So we took rickshaw and we arrived at the Math and we asked the devotees, where is his room? And then we entered in and we saw first time, as the speaker said, very effulgent, tall personality. We paid obeisance to him and immediately he started Hari Katha. And that every evening we started coming to him and he's non-stop Hari Katha. Hours and hours. Non-stop Hari Katha. He has no other topic to speak. Glorifying Vaishnavas, glorifying Prabhupada, glorifying his disciples, glorifying Mahaprabhu, all this, no other topic. And that goes on and on and on. So many things are coming in my mind right now, but some other time. And then, as Rajesh Kavi just said, year 2017, he manifested his disappearance pastime, and he was in hospital, where he expressed this desire: I don't want to leave this world amongst Yamadutas, the messengers of death, Yamadutas. Whereas I want to leave this world amongst Vishnu Dutas. In other words, he wanted to indicate he wants to go to the Math, our center, Shri Radha Madhav Gaudiya Math, hearing Sankirtan in the middle of the Sankirtan and hearing with the Vaishnavas, I want to leave this world. This was his desire. And he spoke many things in the hospital. Some other time I'll express this. And we brought him in the center. And he was like in unconscious state. And just very soon, in one day, he disappeared from this material vision. But he's still present, inspiring many devotees worldwide. All senior devotees of Srila Gurudev, Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and all other acharyas. Also Sri Srimad Bhakti Vallabh Goswami Maharaj, all senior disciples, after their Guru Vargas, after their Gurudevs departed from this world, they all took shelter of Srila Maharaj. And Srila Maharaj, without any other considerations, equally, seeing them equally, as they are here to learn from me, and I'm here to just help them in their bhakti. That was only his mood, and he nourished everyone with those instructions and Hari Katha. One thing very special about him was he never used to ask if any, he was not familiar with our Srila Gurudev Sangha and other Sanghas. But after everyone left, and those devotees, sannyasis, brahmacharis, grasthas, they coming to Srila Maharaj to hear from him, and he's not familiar with anyone. He never used to ask whose disciple you are. He never used to ask whose disciple you are. Seeing tilak on forehead, considering them as Vaishnava and Vaishnavis, just speaking Hari Katha. Equally, like river Ganga, Ganges flows. and give equal blessings to anyone who take baths in the river Ganga. Similarly, Maharaj Hari Katha was equally for everyone, without any partiality or without any consideration. He never used to think, oh, he's not mine, or he's mine, or she's not mine, like that. No. He never used to ask whose disciple you are. Just anyone coming, sitting there next to him, only Hari Katha. That's all. So on his Disappearance Day, we pay unlimited obeisances at his lotus feet, seeking his blessing and mercy, so that we can get always inspired to follow his idols and his conduct, what he wanted to give to us. So much inspiration we get from hearing about his, practical experiences. This book, My Beloved Masters, it's a wonderful book. I think every devotee should read this book. While reading this book, one gets so much inspiration. And to the highest ideals of our Guru Varma, what he experienced in his life. And even he was surprised and amazed to see, how they were. Because we have not seen all of them. All Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur disciples, we have not seen them. But we can see them through reading this book. We can see them just by reading them. Also, today's Disappearance of Srila Haridas Thakur, very, very close, intimate associate of Srimad Mahaprabhu. And there are so many pastimes in glorification of Srila Haridas Thakur, who is given the title Namacharya, the Acharya on Nam. So what to speak of any Vaishnava or any associate glorifying him? Just taking 5 more minutes to see how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorified his dear Namacharya Haridas Thakur on this day. On this particular day, 500 years back. What came out from the lotus lips of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the midst of all his associates, and carrying Srila Haridas Thakur on his lap and dancing, ecstatic dancing, and all devotees playing mirdanga, kartal, instruments, and dancing, singing, leaving of Srila Haridas Thakur this world. So what Mahaprabhu said, after giving samadhi to Srila Haridas Thakur, Mahaprabhu himself dig the hole with the help of all of his associates. He dig that hole to put Srila Haridas Thakur in samadhi. He personally went to Anand Bazaar, means inside Jagannath temple, where shopkeepers are selling Jagannath Mahaprasad. And Mahaprabhu is taking his utriya, this upper garment, and begging alms from them. Give prasadam, give prasadam. I want to celebrate my Haridas festival. I want to serve all Vaishnavas with Mahaprasad. And the shopkeepers, seeing Mahaprabhu begging this, they became so embarrassed. They said, Mahaprabhu, you please go. And we are sending so much Mahaprasad. So Mahaprabhu, he put Jagannath Mahaprasad on the chest of Srila Haridas Thakur with Sankirtan, giving him samadhi and then covering that hole. And all other devotees were also putting sand, salt, Mahaprasad, Jagannath's garland, Jagannath Tulsi in that samadhi. Mahaprabhu announced that day, means today, on this day, this ocean of Jagannath Puri. From now onwards, this is going to be known as Mahatirtha. Mahatirtha. Mahaprabhu used to take bath every day around 12 o'clock. He never declared this ocean as Tirtha, pilgrimage, place of pilgrimage, never. But the moment he bathed Srila Haridas Thakur there, he announced from now onwards, this is Mahatirtha, not ordinary Tirtha, special. Because by the touch of Haridas, Mahaprabhu said. After Samadhi ceremony was over, Mahaprabhu himself, see, he's Bhagwan, but he's serving with his own hands. He's serving prasadam to all his devotees sitting there. Then no one is accepting, starting eating unless Mahaprabhu starts. Then Swarup Damodar Goswami, he requested Mahaprabhu, no one going to eat before you. So please sit down and we will serve prasad. After ceremony was over, see what came out from the lotus lips of Mahaprabhu on this day. Mahaprabhu said, in separation from his dear Haridas Thakur, Mahaprabhu said, Kripa kari Krishna mor diya chelo sang, Swatantra Krishnar ichha kailo sang bhang. Haridaser ichha jabe haila chalite, Amar shakati tare nare rakhite. इच्छा मात्र कैला निज प्राण निक्रम पूर्वे जेन सुनियाछी भीष्मेर मरण हरिदास आचिलो पृथ्वीत शिरोमणि तहा बिना रत्न शून्य हैलो मेदनी तार बिना रत्न शून्य हैलो मेदनी. What is the meaning? In Chaitanya Chaitamrit, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, Mahaprabhu said, Shri Krishna mercifully gave me the association of Haridas Thakur. Mahaprabhu saying this. Try to understand. Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. And what he's saying, Krishna mercifully gave me the association of Haridas Thakur. Not he's saying, and Haridas Thakur got my association. No, Mahaprabhu is saying, Krishna mercifully gave me his association to me. But today, by his supremely independent will, whose will? Krishna's will, this association has been severed. Haridas desired to go, and I had no power to stop him. Mahaprabhu saying, Haridas desired to go, I have no power to stop him. Just like Bhishma, Mahabharata, just like Bhishma, Haridas left his body by his own will. Nobody asked him, but he wanted to leave. Why he wanted to leave? Because Shri Haridas Thakur approached Mahaprabhu saying, I know very soon you want to go from this planet, but I can't see your disappearance with my eyes. I can't bear that separation from you. So it's my request. Please allow me to leave you before you leave this planet. And Mahaprabhu said, Krishna, whatever his desire, if you desire this, Krishna fulfill your desire. So Haridas Thakur, he left this planet with his own sweet will. What Mahaprabhu said, Haridas Achilo Prithvir Shiromani. Haridas Thakur was the crown jewel of this world. But when Haridas Thakur was present, speaking to Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu said, Haridas, Krishna will fulfill your desire. Haridas Thakur said, if I will die, if I will leave, what harm will come to this planet? Just like one ant dies. How does this matter to the world? How does this matter to the planet Earth? So Haridas Thakur, considering himself very insignificant, like an ant. But what Mahaprabhu is saying here, Haridas Thakur was the crown jewel of this world. Taha bina ratna shunne hailo medani. Without him, this earth has become bereft of a priceless jewel. Mahaprabhu is saying this. This planet Earth has bereft of priceless jewel. And then Mahaprabhu said, Haridaser Vijay Utsav Je Kaila Darshan, Je Ihatare Kaila, Je Kaila Kirtan, Je Tare Baluk Dite Karila Gaman, Tar Madhe Mahotsav Je Kaila Bhojan, Achire Sabakar Habe Krishna Prapti, Haridas Darshane Hai, Aiche Shakti, Aiche Shakti. See what Mahaprabhu is giving blessings. This is the significance of hearing the glories of disappearance or appearance of acharyas, or to attend any samadhi ceremony of acharyas, Vaishnavas. See the benediction Mahaprabhu saying. Anyone who has seen Srila Haridas Thakur's festival of giving up, anyone who has danced and chanted here, anyone who offered sand to his samadhi, and anyone who honored prasad at his festival of separation. Anyone who offered samadhi, offered sand, offered anything, or dig the hole, anything. And if anyone has not done, nothing, but just honored the prasad on the occasion of this festival. Anyone who honored prasad at this festival of separation will quickly attain Krishna. Such is the power of having Haridas darshan. Mahaprabhu is giving this blessing. They will quickly get quickly attain Shri Krishna. One who sees this, one who attended this, one who participated this, or one who has just taken prasad in this festival. That's why on the disappearance day of acharyas, we invite Vaishnavas, we offer prasad, just by eating prasad or glorifying them. Prasad without glorification, also powerful, but the best prasad is hearing their glories, speaking their glories, and that's the blessings by Mahaprabhu. And it also applies to Srila Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Goswami Maharaj. He himself chose this day to lead as Haridas Thakur, very near and dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, Srila Maharaj, very near and dear to not only Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, but all of his disciples. So this planet Earth bereft of such a priceless joy, losing such Vaishnava. These were the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then ending up, Sri Kaviraj, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Chaitanya Charitamrita saying, Eite kahilo Haridasir Vijay, Jahar Shavane Krishna Did Bhakti Hai, Chaitanya Bhakti Vatsalya Ihate Jani, Bhakta Vancha Purna Kailo Nyasi Shiromani, Shesha Kale Dila Tar Darshan Sparshan, Tar Kole Kari Kaila Apana Narkan, Apana Shri Haste Kripa Tar Balu Dila, Apane Prasad Magi Mahotsav Kaila, Ma Bhagvat Haridas Param Vidvan, E Sobhagye Lagi, Age Karila Parayan. Kaviraj Goswami, by ending up the glorification of Haridas Thakur, saying, I have thus described the festival of Srila Haridas Thakur's victory. By hearing it, one attains unflinching devotion to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Through this pastime, one can understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's affection for his devotees, Bhakta Vatsalya, because although he is the crown jewel of all sannyasis, he fulfilled the desire of his devotees. In accordance with Srila Haridas' wish, the Lord blessed him at the last stage of his life with his darshan and touch. When Srila Haridas Thakur departed, the Lord took his body in his arms and danced. Mahaprabhu took his body in his arms and he danced. With his own lotus hands, the Lord mercifully covered Haridas' body with sand, and he personally begged for prasad for the festival to honor his passing. Mahaprabhu personally begged for this prasad. Being expert in preeminent knowledge of Sri Krishna, Ma Bhagavad Sri Haridas Thakur was the topmost scholar to achieve this great fortune of revealing to the world the merciful Lord's quality of affection for his devotees. Srila Haridas Thakur departed before Srimad Mahaprabhu did. So, when we go to India, Jagannath Puri, we all go to the Samadhi of Srila Haridas Thakur. So next time when we all go there, we're definitely going to see this Samadhi and we will read this pastime just right there. So today the long session of 2 hours Harikatham. I'm ending up here. My obeisances to Srila Haridas Thakur. and to Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosvami Maharaj. Both are associates of Lord, and we pray to their little feet. Please bless us with some little bhakti and some better understanding, and forgive our offenses and mistakes. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.